I went from 260 pounds to a six pack without giving my favorite foods. Now, you might be thinking that's bullshit, but I'm here to tell you can take back your bullshit, all right? Because this is what I'm looking like right now. This is up to date as we speak. Here, as you can see, now for you, a lot of you guys that don't know me, I've been doing food challenges. I've been doing food challenges for the past 4 months. Over here, I've been doing 30-inch pizza, trying to attempt to do that. I try and attempt to eat 6,000 calories worth of McDonald's. I try and attempt to eat 50 Eggo Lego waffles. I try and attempt to eat a dozen cookies and dozen donuts in one sitting. Here, Pizza Hut dinner box. Here, I try to attempt to eat 6 foot longs from Subway plus a cookie. Here, I attempt to eat a 7-inch cheesecake. As you can see, all these challenges I've done and all these indulgent is I'm doing it up to this point. It's not bullshit here. As you can see, like this picture of the pizza, right? This is by like maybe a month ago, and I'm still looking lean. I'm still looking jacked. I'm still having abs showing things that. So I'm here to tell you it's not bullshit. I'm here to tell you that when you go and do this, when you have fun, life is about all about having fun. Life is about enjoyment. Life is about enjoying the foods, hang out, as you can see, hang out with your friends, hang out with your peeps, right? Just enjoying the moments and just like honestly, just living life. That's all I care about, they said. But and here on the right, this is me. This was taken a couple weeks ago and things that me being my lowest at 233, still shredded, still lean, still jacked and things that living simple, sustainable, and lifestyle friendly way of staying in shape without restrictions of overwhelm. Now again, I'm sure you like guys like to hear about is like, chicken, rice, and broccoli, but I don't do that. For me, I do ground beef, rice, and lettuce, and a little picante. That shit tastes like a taco. But anyways, that's just me. I love to keep things simple. But let's backtrack here, all right? This this was me. This was me back in college. I was at my heaviest, my 260 pounds, trying to look confident, but secretly hating how I look. Every time I remember this picture so vividly. I remember I was at the beach with my mom, and I remember I was so hesitant to take my shirt out because I just knew I just did not look the way I look and things that, especially, right here. I was like, even though I still have abs, I still look like I was pregnant, all right? So I was just not loving the way I look. Yes. Did I always get compliments about, looking big? 100%. Externally, I love the compliments. But internally, they just didn't understand. I was feeling like shit. I just didn't love the way I look. Inside, I was so inflamed. And I was just feeling like I just had low energy. All right. And, it's crazy. I remember this one story. I was playing volleyball with some people and things that, and I had my shirt off and things that, and I remember this one teammate, he came up to me. He said, from distance, you look good, but close up, I think you need to put your shirt on. And I'm like, hmm, okay. I didn't take anything of it. I was just, took some consideration of it and things that, but I was like, all right, I put some thought into it and things that, and fast forward, despite I've done two body mill shows. I got down to my lowest 217. I got back up. I'll lose weight, I'll gain it all back, until I started realizing that it's not meant to be in a position where you lose it, gain it back, lose it, gain it back. I understand that. I've done these crash diets before. I've done these you were extreme diets, losing 40 pounds in 6 months, gaining it back, and things that just all from negative habits I learned from college days and things that. And as you see, this was taken not too long ago, July of 2024, right here. This is when I went to the beach in Florida. Again, same concept. I was very hesitant to take my shirt off because again, I was just wasn't where I wanted to be. I didn't like the way I look. I was, I was very, inconfident with myself. Even though yes, like I am looking pretty, better than in this picture and things that, I have more muscle mass and things that, but like still, I just didn't like the way I look. I mean, look at the stomach, right? I just didn't like the way my stomach was trained. So I gone through it. But now I tapped into this figure of learning how to stay lean, how to stay jacked, and still enjoy those fun foods, right? Without giving up restrictions or without doing anything so hesitant that you just hate your life, all right? But this wasn't it though. I hit myself in the rock bottom. This was worse than the picture you saw before, right? This is probably me at my heaviest. I probably would still say I was 260, maybe like 265, somewhere in that range. But you can see, like, look at my face. So chubby. My neck, was sticking out. Look at the stomach, still poking out, right? And that's the thing I hated most was like how my stomach would be poke out more further than my chest. I hate that. And as you can see right here, I had no belt. I didn't need a belt for these pants. Most of my life, I've been like a 34, size 34, or waist 34. but I just didn't need a belt because it fit me and things that. But this was a rock bottom moment for me. I was just like, man, what was I thinking? And in this picture, this picture brings back so much memories. We were celebrating my boy's mother's birthday and things that, and we went to this hibachi place. And for these guys that know me, these guys know I'm a vacuum sealer, machine things that. So I ate my plate of hibachi, and my boy's mother didn't finish her plate, and she had a good amount. I probably said half to three quarters left on her plate. And I devoured that thing. I'm just like an eating machine here and things that. And I remember after this night, like I was like, I just downed two plates and things that. But that's the reason. This picture right here, this was a kid that had no guide, no plan, no structure of anything. He just ate everything and anything in sight, doubling his meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, telling him that you just got to gain weight and things like that. Again, no structure, just like going the old school style, just thinking about like, all right, like the only way to really do is just eat lots of food. When in reality, it's just that's just not the case, So it just shot my metabolism, things that. So this was like the rock bottom moment for me because every time I look back at old photos, I'm like, man, what just happened with myself? What point in time did I really let myself go? And now's the moment in time I was like, enough is enough. Like something has to change. And so how did I change it? Well, first, I was just tired of, fluctuating up and down. I was tired of my weight going from 260 down to 270, 255, down to 220s. I was tired of doing that. I was tired of like drastically cutting myself. I was tired of clothes not fitting me, right? I was tired of like my stomach poking out my shirt and things that I was, not having the confidence, right? I was not having the confidence of taking my shirt off, especially when I go to beaches and things there. I just did not have the confidence. Yes, even though again I get comments about being jacked inside and internally, I was just feeling like shit. I was just being tired, and having low energy. And I just didn't want to be stuck in the same place. Again, just staying in place, a cycle, losing weight, gaining it back, losing weight, gaining it back. I just did not want to be stuck there anymore. So what I wanted was I wanted to live the life where weight wasn't my biggest concern. When I do these food challenges, I don't even care about my weight, to be honest. I do check in to see how much I gain because I'm curious and I kind of like do like experimentals for myself. But I'm always kind of curious to see how much I gain. Most of the time, I don't really care because I only gain maybe 1 to 3 pounds, depending on the food challenges, depending on how much I have and things that. I think another thing I want was fit back into the clothes. I felt confident. I love this feeling now. It's like I put on a suit around my birthday, and that was kind of one of my goals too. And man, my confidence shot through the roof because like I could never really kind of look well in a suit until I started getting really dialed in and things like that. And my confidence inside the suit, but any clothes I go to now has skyrocketed. Having high self-confidence. For me, this might sound self-conceited to you guys, but for me, I want to be the best looking guy in any social setting, whether it's an event, whether that's at a beach, whether that's at gathering, whatever the case is. I'm trying to be the best looking guy there in that social setting. I want to live my days to the fullest, right? I didn't want to worry about, how my weight's looking. I didn't really want to know how my body's looking. I didn't want, worry about what I need to do and things. I just want to live my days to the fullest, especially when I do these food challenges. I just love eating things that's just me. I'm a fat kid at heart. What can I say? I just live my days to the fullest. Another thing one was just stress free and the freedom to live life without always thinking about my diet. All right. Like I know a lot of times too, we're always thinking about the diet. We're always trying to think about, restricting ourselves, right? We can't have this, we can't have that. We gotta do X, Y, and Z. Or you gotta do all these things. It's like no, you really don't need to do that. You just need a simple plan that's stress free and that you have the freedom to do so and things that all right. So how do you do this? So how did I get myself back into it? Well, I did have a process called the iron sharpen, which is the is method. I at first, phase one, I had to kickstart my metabolism, right? I had to restore my metabolism because my metabolism was pretty sharp. I'm gonna be real with you. Like my metabolism was, up and down, crazy wax from losing a bunch of weight, gaining that weight back, losing a bunch of weight, gaining that weight back. It's gone through hell back, more times than I can count and things that. So I had to restore my metabolism to the point based off my six principles that I like to do, where I like to know the foods I'm eating, know the foods that respond well in my body, know exactly how many calories and protein I'm consuming, making sure I'm resistance training, making sure I'm getting my steps, making sure I'm getting my hydration, not just water, electrolytes, and making sure that I'm recovering and managing my stress. Once I tap into that, once I master those principles, once I know my metabolism is restored, then I moved into the fat loss acceleration. This is where, the melt just starts, the fat just starts melting away and things like that Because once you got everything is dialed in, once you got a logbook of everything that's working, you just plug and play what you need to do, and the fat starts melting off. Lastly, what you guys been seeing here is lasting confidence and sustainability. As you can see back earlier, I've been doing the food challenges, right? I've been doing massive amounts of food and things that one saying I'm still looking lean. I'm still looking jacked. I'm still living my life to the fullest and things like that. All right. So that's how I do. That's how I do it through this process. That's how I do it through my method and things like that. Now, this is not just me. I don't do it just for myself. I have clients who've gone through the same process. And here are their case studies. Taryn here. When Taryn first came into me, she was, she was lack of confidence. She didn't know exactly what she needed to do. She tried many different diets. She tried keto. She lost the weight, but again, same thing like me. She gained it back, and she wanted something different. She just wanted something better. So when she first came to me, first thing we started focus on was just working out. We just focused on building muscle because she had no experience on how to work out, how to build muscle. So the most important thing first was to build muscle and things like that. So once she got in the groove and things like that, then we should start focus on nutrition. She already had a good idea, but then we started focusing on nutrition. And then there's moments in time when we were working on nutrition, she hit some plateaus. And some of the plateaus was trying, for one instance, she was still struggling to hit her protein things that. And I guarantee, and I remember this so vividly. There's one training session we were working, we were doing things that. And I remember we were having this conversation, and I was asking like, what can we do better to improve to make sure you hit your protein things that. And like, we were trying to all think of different suggestions. And there's one moment I was like, all right, you stay here. I'm gonna grab a piece of paper. I literally grabbed a piece of paper. I came back. So in between sets, I was writing out her schedule. I was like, all right, what's the moment from the time you're waking up to all the way time to you go to bed, right? And I was just doing it. I was mapping out her days and days that see what we can find, to improve and see what we can find to add, the extra meal, the extra source of protein to help her get there. And once we figure out, because there's an aha moment for her when we were talking about, and like she said, she was staying in bed for 1 extra hour, which again, a lot of you guys are guilty about this too. But when she like admitted to that, she's sitting in bed extra hour just being on her phone. I was like, there's a solution right there. There's the extra hour is we can have breakfast right there and things that, or we can have extra source of protein, whatever that is, but helping her hit the protein. Once she started realizing that plateau was gone, that fat was melting off her. She was making progress. She was making tremendous progress. Once she started seeing that, she was like, okay, this is the real deal now. They said, I mean, at the end, like, the biggest moment she realized is like, she can lie to me all she wants and things that, but the only thing that she's hurting is herself and things that. So you can lie to yourself all you want, but at the end, you're just hurting yourself. And, as time's going on, she had not a plateau too. She was doing great and she had not a plateau. I remember this too. Like, she sends me a long paragraph of her just venting things that, and this happened when she was meal prepping. She was trying to get everything ready, and something happened with her meal prep that didn't go right. Like she spilled it or she overcooked it. I told you, whatever the case is, she reached out to me. She said she was bawling, crying her eyes out because she was just stressed, overwhelmed, all this, good jazz and things like that. And I just had to, console her and things. I'm like, hey, listen, it's okay. Like, mistakes happen, Sometimes we overcook our food. I do all the time. Even when I'm like, I've done this for like 5 years. I overcook my own food and things that I don't mean to. It just happens and things that. So like, console her with things and tell her it's okay. We just figure out what we need to do and go from there and things that. But like, there's moments and times where, the journey wasn't easy. There's moments and times where there's been plateaus. But at the end of the day, she stuck with it. She learned how to navigate through it. She learned how to fight through adversity. She just learned how to stick with it. Now this is her down 50 pounds plus. She's living life. She's doing the activity she never thought she could do and things like that. The biggest thing she would always want to do was just do activities, whether it's hiking, doing any other activity she likes to do and things that was her biggest concern. And with that now, she's having more confidence than ever. She has more confidence in the gym. She has more confidence in the social settings now and things that. And it's awesome. And it's amazing to see her increase the confidence over time, man. And it just wasn't just Taryn. Abby was the same thing too. Abby, before she came to me, she was worth 2 trainers and things like that. And she was stuck. She was stuck at eating, just doing only cardio, no resist training. And she was only eating like 1,400 calories. So when she came to me, she was, she was about to give up. She was on her last breath right there. And she came up to me and said like, I'm just about to give up. And I told her, like, if you just give me 4 weeks, if you trust me for 4 weeks to guide you and support you and build you the momentum, I guarantee you will not feel that way in 4 weeks. And believe it or not, she didn't. And what we did to help her first was, again, kind of same similar story with Taryn, is we started to just focus on muscle building. Teach her properly how to strength train, teach her properly how, do the right form and technique and things that's the first thing we focus on. We didn't do anything. Also, too, just trying to help her teach on like how to navigate through different exercises because everybody's different, everybody's goal is different, things so that's the first part we worked on. The second part is then we worked on nutrition. Now, there's a lot, same thing like Taryn, there's a lot of plateaus. The biggest thing for Abby was she wanted to fit back into a dress, this black dress that she wanted to wear for a bachelorette party. And that was her biggest goal and things and there's been many plateaus that she went through the journey. The biggest one, again, for her was the thief of joy. She was always comparing herself to other people on social media. I'm sure you guys can relate. Like you guys will look at these people, like damn, like how they looking this good and things right. And I remember every time she would come to me, certain, comparisons with this person, with her. I'm like, listen, everybody's goals is different. I mean, everybody's, chapters of life is different. You're comparing yourself to someone's chapter 10, things you can't compare yourself with other people and things so that's the conversations I had to have with her, is not to compare yourself with the other people, but compare yourself to, your past, right? Compare yourself to, the day after and things right? So just compare yourself to who you were now and who you want to be and things that's all it is. You don't need to compare to someone else because, again, that's the thief of joy and things Another thing, too, is like, a lot of times when we were like doing her training, when she was on her journey, she had to do a lot of bachelorette parties, right? Maybe there's like she'd go a weekend, take a week break, and then another weekend she had to go out again. And she was always worried about going out, having fun foods and things like that. I was like, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do here, okay? So we're going to put the work in for the time being that we have until that weekend, and then go enjoy yourself. And then when we come back, we go back what we need to do the same thing. We get back on the plan, do what we need to do. Weekend comes again, go ahead and enjoy yourself. So she started to learn how to not restrict herself. She started to learn how to enjoy herself without feeling guilt and without feeling stress and things And now, as you can see, like too, is like for a lot of females, like, she was eating at 1,400 calories. Now she was eating at 2,500 calories as her maintenance is only 1,900 in deficit. That's a big improvement for her. And this is what she's looking at now. And believe it or not, she fell back into that black dress and things for a bachelorette party. And also, too, another thing she wanted was retake her wedding photos. And I remember this conversation with her husband. I remember I was just chilling with her and things. I remember the husband came up to me and said, like, man, I wish we found you like 2 years ago when we were getting ready for the wedding. Because the biggest thing about her was retaking her wedding photos and things too. Because again, she just did not like the way she looked in her, photos. She didn't like the way she looked in the dress and things and so she wanted to make a change and she wanted to restamp, a different timeline for her. So I was very proud with that. And as you can see, she made a big difference right here too. 40 pounds a year. Another one, Tyler. He's a carpentry. So with him, he reached out to me after his Florida vacation, and he said like, I need a change here. And he's like, as you can see, like over here, he just didn't like the way he looked. He just had low energy. He just wasn't happy with himself. So he just didn't like the way the clothes would fit him and things the clothes would fit him in the wrong way. So we got to work. So what we did first was figuring out, all right, what we need to do and things and he's a little bit different because he's a little bit more, head on. He like, you tell him something to do, he'll do and things as opposed to, I'm going to be real with you, as opposed to the other two, sometimes it takes a little bit different, but everybody's different, things everybody's got different mindset, everybody got different goals, everybody's got different time span, what they want to do and things so just understand, like, know yourself, know what you need to do and things but for Tyler, he just, you just tell him what to do and he did and things now you can see after 5 months, he's 15 pounds down, he's under 200. He's starting to get shredded now. As you see, he's got abs sticking down, things he's got more definition in his body now. He's enjoying himself. He's starting to feel more confident in himself. He's starting to have more energy, especially with his work. He's a carpentry. Before he was, as he said, like he was doing a lot of stuff eating out. So he wasn't having energy for his, his company and also his side gig too of his projects and things he didn't have enough energy. Now he has more energy than ever now doing his company and now his side gigs too. So yeah, as you can see, like it makes a big difference. Even like I said, 15 pounds, like going from here to here, that's a big difference. You guys don't need big of a transformation like I do or things that you just need a little bit of that. You just need to be happy. You need to be confident. You need to just enjoy life and things that whatever that is for you, just enjoy it and things that. And I'm very proud for Tyler here because he's kicking ass right now. Oh, that's all I gotta say. Here's another one. Angelica here, right? She's down 30 pounds in 6 months. She was getting ready for her first bodybuilding show. Now, this is a little bit different, but it still apply. She still applies the same process method right here. So this was her before. She was right here. She didn't have a plan. She was doing, she was only eating a few meals a day. She wasn't tracking. She didn't have a plan. She just wasn't doing what she needed to do and things like that. So when we got to work, we just had to build a plan out for her. We just built a plan. She's kind of slim like Tyler and things that, just gave her something to do. She would do and things that. And so we got to work. She decided like she got consistent with how many meals she wants a day. She got consistent with her workouts. She got consistent with, her cardio, her steps. So, and as you can see, she started eating 5 or 6 meals a day, fueling her body. Because before, she just, again, same thing. She felt, low energy. She didn't feel confident in herself. She didn't like the way she looked and things like that. So she wanted to make a change. And here, down 30 pounds, being at Lena's right here and things like that, and this was different for her. She had more energy. She was feeling more confident. She was more happy for herself. She was just felt happy in general. She just loved the life she was living and things like that. And she, as you can see, she placed second in her category and things that something she never thought was possible. So it was like for her a lot. I remember this too. Like a lot of times, she always had doubt in herself. She always had doubt from here to here. She always had doubt: is this working? She always had doubt and believing in herself. And every time I just had small conversations where I was like, "Hey, listen, you got this. Keep going. You're doing great." All those things like that. There's so many moments I had to upbring her to understand, like, "Hey, believe in yourself. I believe in you. Just believe in yourself." And once she tapped into believing in herself, this is the result she got for herself. So I was very proud of Angelica. Another one, Brandon. He's a landscaper. This was Brandon being at his heaviest at 240. He said his joints were always hurt, had no energy. He just didn't have, especially with his daughter. He had like a daughter and things that he just didn't have enough energy to play with her and things that. And this is him after 5 months later, down 25 pounds and things that. And in between, same concept as the other case studies. We just get to work and things that. It was like he just know he need change. He just want to be, want to feel better for his daughter, want to feel better for himself, have the energy to do landscaping, have the energy to be with his family. That was his thing and things like that. So we got to work. We figured out what we need to do was that's how we navigate. The biggest thing, especially for a landscaper, was how do we go about the meals and things that. Of course, depending on landscaping jobs and depending on how people go, is like sometimes like you can't bring you can't go to the gas station. Luckily enough, he was able to go to the gas station, so he would meal prep his lunch, go to the gas station, microwave it, eat his meal, and then we would also tell him to bring a snack too in case he gets extra hungry during the job, especially in the summertime. As you know, it gets very hot and things that. So we decided to bring a snack along with him, and this is how we navigate. He just tells me what's working. We figure out it's working. I get him implements what he needs to do, like microwave at the gas station or bring an extra snack if he's getting hungry. And he just did the work, and now he's down 25 pounds. He's feeling, he's able to have the energy to play with his daughter now and get around much better. His joints didn't hurt anymore and things like that. So after 5 months, a big change can happen if you just put it in the right place and things like that. Last one, Ian. He's a pilot. All right. So this was him. He went down to train for 2 months. And before a year ago, he just felt lethargic, lazy, and always lacked energy and things like that. So when he was going down to training, and when he came back, his weight stayed identical to when he left. That's a huge improvement, right? Composed to, feeling lethargic, lazy, and lack of energy. Now he's moving to like how his overall well-being and health and outlook on fitness and eating and life have heavily improved. I mean, take a look at that, right? No doubt he's pumped that. Man, last train went up by 40 pounds. Big difference right there, right? For him to not gain a single pound and for the last time he gained 40 pounds, that's a big difference right there. So mad respect to Ian right there. But it goes to show you guys like the method that I do and the process I do, these are all the clients and things that, these clients were committed. These clients were determined to make a change. These clients, were tired of feeling lethargic. They were tired of feeling low energy. They're tired of not being happy with themselves. They're tired of not being confident with themselves, right? They're tired of just not living the life they want, things that. So at the end, just understand like you got a choice. You can have a choice of making a change, or you can have a choice of staying the same. That's your choice and things that. And if you guys want to be on the wall of success, DM me on Instagram at Coach Eric Metz here, and shoot me a message, and I'd be happy to chat with you more things that. I'm telling you, like, I'm just not here to bullshit you guys. I'm here to give you real life results here and things that I'm here to tell you that this can be you. This can be your next journey. This can be your next change right here. This can be your next life opening right here that you can fulfill your life and enjoy going out social events. Enjoy looking confident, wearing that outfit and being more powerful. Go any social setting, right? Just enjoy life. Have the freedom, stress free, right? You're not worrying about your weight after a night out. You're not worrying about what food restrictions you're gonna do when you're having with friends and things like that, right? You're not doing anything. You're living a stress-free life that you enjoy, that you endure, and that you're happy and you're confident. So again, if you want to be in the wall access, DM me on Instagram at Coach Eric Metz. Be more happy to chat with y'all.